Hello and welcome to the Sugar Freedom Kitchen. I'm Catherine Gordon, the author of Sugar Freedom. Today I'm going to be making chuck eye steaks, pan-seared and then finished in the oven. One of the wonderful things about chuck eye steak is that it's inexpensive. Now, our town isn't that big, so it isn't always available. If you live in a larger city, you should probably be able to get it. The thing with chuck eye is that it is the eye of the chuck steak or the chuck roast. Chuck roast is very common, but as far as I know, there's only one chuck eye for every chuck roast. So as the butchers in town prepare chuck roasts, they have chuck eyes, but they're not always there. When I went to the store the other day, there were, I think 6 of them available, so I bought 3. I left 3 for somebody else. This is a little bit more expensive here in Sonora than it might be in a larger city. $6.99 a pound. You can often find it for much less a pound, but it's very popular here. But this is less than a good New York steak would be. It's definitely significantly less than a good ribeye would be. Normally what we pay for ribeye here in Sonora is $14.99 a pound, so a significant savings, really tasty, really delicious. You do need to treat it with some care. It's a pretty forgiving cut of meat. If you wanted to, you could just simply heat up your pan in some butter, some bacon drippings, which is what I'm using, season it with salt and pepper, sear it on each side for a minute or 2, and then cook it for 5 more minutes on each side. But this recipe is going to make it even more tasty, even more tender, even more juicy. I think you'll find that it's worth the extra time that you're going to take. I did find this recipe at myrecipes.com. I will put the link in the video. I will put the ingredients and the instructions in the video if you want to go there and check it out. What's different there is they used olive oil, they put some thyme in. This is more of a carnivore style chuck eye steak, so there's not going to be any thyme, there's not going to be any olive oil. We're going to use bacon drippings. We are going to use butter. If you wanted to make it just, meat all the way, certainly if you had tallow or lard that saved the drippings from steak or pork, you could use that. I'm using drippings from bacon. All right, let's get started. Unwrap the steak and you're gonna blot it dry. Put it on a plate, season it well with just good old kosher salt and pepper on both sides, and then you're going to put it back in the refrigerator. I didn't cover it, I just put it back in. You're going to put it in there for at least an hour. The idea of making it tender, getting that crust on it, so if you put a wet steak on a pan, it's going to steam instead of sear. So that's why you salt it, you pepper it, you pat it dry, you put it in the refrigerator for at least an hour, up to 8 hours. Then you're going to take it out of the refrigerator and you're going to let it rest at room temperature for 30 minutes, letting it get a little bit closer to room temperature when you cook it. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take, I used bacon drippings, so 2 tablespoons of bacon drippings, put those in hot. You're going to put your steaks in the pan and you're going to sear them for 3 minutes on each side. Then you're going to take the pan. Your oven has been preheated to 450 degrees and you're going to put it in an oven safe pan. I got my cast iron skillet. You're going to sear it for 3 minutes on each side. Then after that, you're going to take that pan and you're going to put it in the 450 degree oven and you're going to cook it for about 5 minutes more for medium rare. Now, once you take it out of the oven, and here's the step that I'm going to show you today. Take it out of the oven, and of course you better have some hot pads on. And then you're going to put the steaks on, and you can see them now. You're going to put a rack on the broiler pan, and as you can see, I've made the steaks. Aren't they lovely? And then you're going to melt 2 more tablespoons of butter into your skillet, and then you're going to baste. And the basting is the most important part that's different. And you're going to baste those steaks for 2 minutes after you've taken them out of the oven with butter. Then you're going to let them sit for 5 minutes, let them rest, and then you're going to carve them and they're going to be delicious and ready to eat. Now me, I don't know. The recipe called for slicing it. I'm just going to, you and me, I'm going to go ahead and put it on a plate and all right, carnivores and steak lovers, there it is. And get a nice sharp knife and a fork. There we go. Yep, that's pretty tender. Ooh, there's some fat on there. Wonderful flavor, tenderness. Definitely seared, not steamed. So I'm going to go ahead and take a slice more in the center of the cut so you can see more how that came out. Aha, there it is. A little bit of pinkness, nice and juicy, really delicious, and very, very flavorful. So there it is, your chuck eye steak here in the Sugar Freedom Kitchen. Thank you. Oh, look who's here. Come, turn it, and sit. It's Dimitri. Oh, here comes Natasha. And Natasha. Hello, guys. Brian G. Johnson, who I sometimes follow on Getting Better at YouTube, he talks about he has poodles and they're hungry and feed them. So that makes me realize I've just reached 2,000 subscribers, and I just want to say how grateful I am to everyone who has watched and subscribed and commented. It really makes a difference. The channel has monetized. I'm so grateful for that too. That means I've had 4,000 watch hours. And if you're interested in making YouTube videos, just simply try to make one a week. Keep getting better. And my technical skills are not that high, but if you care about your subject and you care about what you're doing, you keep improving, your audience will grow. I just want to say I'm very grateful for everybody who has watched this channel and helped it grow. If you have any questions, if you have ideas for recipes that you would like to see, any comments, please leave them on this channel and like and share. And we'll see you back here in the Sugar Freedom Kitchen. There are more videos, there's more cooking videos, so check them out. Take good care and make it a wonderful day. Thanks, everybody.